An Anniversary Message Part 3 by Kwabi&thePeaceCampaign. With it being 1 year since the genesis of Kwabi and the Peace Campaign, I feel it necessary to give an account as to what I have learned and interesting experiences I have witnessed. Brussels, Belgium was like no other place I had ever been. I was mesmerized by the architecture of the buildings downtown and the quaint atmosphere of the city streets. We woke up early to our first morning in Brussels and left the hotel as the sun began to rise. The quiet serenity that greeted us that morning was sweet and relaxing. There were only a few people walking and riding bikes on the streets as we made our way towards the Monde des Arts garden. We were told by one of the hotel managers that it was the best place to run into people, so we headed there in hopes that we would find some folks to talk to. Just a few blocks before the garden, we came across two young street sweepers sitting on the curb. As it was obvious that they were taking a break to eat a snack, I approached them and asked them what they were eating. They both looked up and smiled, but their disposition suggested that they didn't quite understand what I was saying. They both seemed very interested in the poster I was carrying as their eyes gazed upon the black bold lettering of my white sign. "Do you know what this means?" I asked. One of the workers looked up at me with a smile so big it could have lit up the entire street. He replied, "Amor, oui, amor." After having a short conversation with them, we took pictures and headed on our way to the garden. The most memorable moment that I can recall during our visit to Brussels took place right outside the Gare Centrale subway station. Due to a terrorist bombing that had happened in Brussels a couple weeks prior to our visit, soldiers stood guard in front of the subway station taking precautionary measures for safety. As we approached the subway, we saw more and more military trucks and transport vehicles. There were two heavily armed guards posted at the subway entrance, and though I was hesitant to walk up and talk with them, I did it anyway. I cleared my throat, held up my sign and said, "Hello, my name is Kwabi and I've come all the way from America to talk to people here about peace. I know you guys are busy, working, but I was wondering if I could get a picture with you in a gesture of solidarity and love for humanity." Both soldiers looked at each other sternly, and there were a couple seconds of silence which felt like an eternity. Just then, one of the soldiers began to smile, and he motioned for me to stand next to him. After taking the picture, I turned around and said, "Thank you," and they both replied, "No, thank you." The next couple of days in Brussels were filled with wonderful exchanges of smiles and handshakes as we traveled through the city campaigning for peace. Our next destination on our list was London, England, and that would prove to be the most interesting and thought-provoking experience in our European tour. End of Part 3.